So the Springboks lineup for the upcoming test match up against Ireland has just been announced. Rassie stacking his side for this contest. Of course, the Boks would love nothing more than to get this win in Ireland, the first time ever under Rassie, if they can get it done. And there aren't a massive amount of surprises across the Springboks lineup, going with what has worked in past matches for the Boks. But jumping into it, the front row, it is Backline Fenter as the number 1, Malcolm Marx slotting in at 2, and Thomas du Toit, he is there as the tight head prop. So Backline Fenter, he has had a couple matches in a row where Rassie has taken him off early. Now last match, it was understandable due to that red card of Franco Mostert. That fun fact has now been rescinded. So actually available to play in this match, Franco Mostert. And to be fair, if there was ever going to be a curveball, I feel like it was going to be that one. Rassie chucking him in somewhere, just trying to stick it to World Rugby that little bit. But in the front row, Thomas du Toit, he is a very handy scrummager. And more than likely on that loose head side, we will see Andrew Porter. So you want someone strong up front. And also the nominee for Player of the Year, Malcolm Marx. He is slotting in at 2. Johan Robillard doing a great job in that last contest up against the Italians. But now he moves to the bench to allow the veteran Marx another starting chance. In the lock-in duo, this is where, speaking of experience, they have got a huge amount of it. In that number 4 jersey, Eben Etzebeth, and alongside him, Ruan Nokia. As the number 5, it is a dangerous duo. Eben has had a couple quiet games, but if there is ever going to be a game that man is absolutely everywhere, it is up against this Irish side. The rivalry runs deep for these two teams. Of course, the last time that they played off, it was a victory on South African soil for the Irish. Eben, of course, will remember it, and he would love nothing more than to get one back at the Aviva. For this contest, Ruan Nokia, he's been in sensational form, and the fact that he's in the starting lineup, even though Rassie normally gives milestone players the start, in this case, he has done enough throughout the season to keep Snyman as an impact player off of the bench. In the loose forward trio, it is the captain, Seal Kolisi, as the number 6. Pieter-Steph du Toit comes back in at number 7, another World Rugby Player of the Year nominee, and then number 8, Jasper Wiese. I've already talked about that physicality that Wiese is able to bring to a matchup, and this type of game up against the Irish, who have got some very handy loose forwards, just seems like that type of match that Wiese will be able to absolutely thrive in for the green and gold. Moving on to the back line, there's a little bit of a surprise here when it comes to who is playing on the wings for this contest, but overall the rest of the back line pretty similar to what a lot of people were predicting. Cobus Reinach as the starting number 9 with Sasha Feinberg, Ngume Zulu at 10. That is a duo that's been scoring a lot of tries for the Springboks, or at least when they aren't scoring them, they are setting them up for their side. Sasha's been in insane form throughout 2025, and Reinach's been a great supporting role in that department in the midfield. This is where we see once again that experience that played up against the French, and Damien Dialende at 12, and number 13, Jesse Creel out on the left wing. It is Cheslin Colby. Now, I was predicting him out on the right, and I thought maybe we'd see Ethan Hooker. Kurtley Arendse, I believe, was ruled out due to a concussion, but Hooker did seem like a slight option in this scenario, or perhaps because Colby's playing on the left, Edwald van der Merwe did a pretty decent job out on that right wing side, but they have gone back to Kanan Moody as a winger for this contest, perhaps for that little bit more height over James Lowe, and finding a way to keep Moody in the starting lineup if he isn't. Playing 13, number 15, Damien Valimza. He was the man in the match up against the Italians, and partnering with Sasha, as well as Cheslin Colby, a few of these forwards as well. She's going to be a big day on attack for the Springboks. In this matchup, moving on to the bench, it is I call it a 6-2 every time, but it can be a little bit of anything. At this point, number 16, Johan Robillard, number 17, Gerhard Stennekamp, and number 18, Wilco Low. Sticking with the 3 Bulls players together as the front row replacements. Arius Snyman at number 19 for his 50th test match for the Springboks. Number 20, Quagga Smith. Number 21, Andre Esterhuizen, the 2 hybrid players for the Springboks. Now, Esterhuizen could come on as a forward in that loose forward trio, or he could also find himself slotting into that back line. Number 22, Grant Williams, and number 23, Mani Lebok. So some thought that we may see Andre Pollard, but what this tells me is Rassie's gone bold, he's gone aggressive, and he has gone with a side that can just keep on attacking throughout the 80 minutes, not allow the Irish to get that momentum like they had up against Australia. But soon we will know that Irish team, and then we get to see of course, those head-to-heads. But nonetheless, do let me know what you think of the Springboks lineup. Overall, I don't think there's a huge amount of changes that people would have made. Maybe in the propping department, we heard talks of Thomas Tutoy playing loosehead. Otago Snyman starting was another big rumour, but at this stage, it is a formidable team for an unforgettable occasion taking place this weekend. But thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.